Currently standing on private property, right behind me is the wildlife refuge. That's where the harvest will be taking place, and landowners tell me that they're concerned. Suki says that her first court date was in October and her second court date will be in December. First responders were able to get to him and get him to safety, just one of the many calls that first responders ended up taking these past 2 days. And that's why Special Agent Michelle Lee says be mindful about what you post, because anything can be screenshot. Does this include parks like Minute Maid that can be both an outdoor and indoor facility? And have you talked with out-of-state teams that might want to play here in Texas as their states slowly reopen? Breaking news at this hour. FDA advisors have endorsed Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine. Bars and nightclubs can operate if they contract a third-party vendor to sell food. And that is what majority of them are now doing. McAllen actually has the cheapest gas prices in the state of Texas. The gas station that we're at actually right now on Ware Road and Business 83 is $1.99, and the one just across the street is even lower.
This is a kingdom of comics and pop culture.
Take a step inside Kaboom Comics.
Marvel, DC, Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Where you'll find your fandom fix.
We have books, we have action figures, we have statues, we have pop figures, we have so many items for you to choose from.
Ramsey Ramirez opened Kaboom Comics 10 years ago.
Some of the most popular Rangers, this is the Green Ranger helmet.
His passion turned livelihood.
And in 2014 had our first Comic-Con.
Founding South Texas Comic-Con 6 years ago, sharing his love of cartoons, anime, and comics with others.
I think our first show had maybe 1,000 people, and our last show had about 20,000.
Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, this year's show did not go on.
We're hoping to be able to pick up next year at around the same time, the last weekend of April.
But Ramirez is hopeful he can still bring Anime Fiesta, a smaller convention, in October.
We do have over like 150 vendors with all kinds of stuff that they bring from all over the U.S. and all over the world.
Kaboom closed its doors for about a month before the governor allowed retail to open back up. In the meantime, Ramirez's goal was to have everything he had in store available online.
Mail stuff to you. We can deliver it curbside. You can pick how you want to receive it. You can actually still come into the store.
But before you step inside, make sure you have a mask on and sanitize your hands at the front.
That way everything in here stays clean, because it is books, it is toys, things that you do want to pick up and look at. And that way, it keeps it safe for everybody else.
And as for someone who loves fiction and a good story, Ramirez still can't believe what this year has brought.
Movies, we see, Hollywood really build it up, and here we are pretty much living it.
So next time you want to pick a locally owned business to support,
And say, hey, available at Kaboom.
Make sure you check out Kaboom Comics. It's a makeshift kitchen made out of wood, reclining on a tree. This is where Carmen Ochoa, an asylum seeker from Honduras, has now relocated after Mexican officials told her she could no longer be on the federal plaza. Ochoa says Mexican officials picked up someone's tent and threw it away while they were working, something she didn't want to happen to her, so she moved. The relocation is all part of the Mexican federal government's plan to better the migrants' living conditions, adding 4 new dome tents where migrants can live underneath. Enrique Maciel, representative for the Tamaulipas Institute for Migrants, says this will benefit them, being in a more comfortable place where there's portable water, bathrooms, food, security, and on-site medics. Ochoa says they told them being underneath the tents will bring more security, but that isn't her only concern. It's the rain. She says because it's flat and pure dirt, it floods easily and gets really muddy. Maciel says there are over 1,400 asylum seekers scattered throughout the camp. The domes can hold 2,500 and says this is for their good and won't interfere with how they're living now, but instead make it better. This has been a central location for the asylum seekers. Even Team Brownsville that gives them food has always been here. Now that's all going to change. Starting on Thursday, they're going to move these tents and also where they're going to be giving food underneath the domes. For now, Ochoa says she will stay camped by her kitchen along the Rio Grande, as it's her only way to make money while she waits for an opportunity to enter into the United States.